in keeping with the theme of this event, I will talk about how we, as an organization, have been good ancestors to women and girls worldwide. You notice that we started using ICUUW instead of IWC, and I know it will take some time to get used to it. ICUUW is the abbreviated form, International Convocation of Unitarian Universalist Women. And that's the way we started out, using ICUUW, but then we rebranded as IWC because our acronym was very close to ICUU, the International Council of Unitarians and Universalists. And that created a lot of confusion, as you can imagine. We were often confused for ICUU. And now that ICUU is no longer in existence, we are going back to using ICUUW again. So I will try to use it in my presentation, and I may even have a slip of the tongue sometimes referring to IWC, but I try to do that. As an organization in special consultative status with the UN Economic and Social Council, we have the privilege of participating in many activities and United Nations sponsored meetings as well. This year actually marked our first quadrennial report to the UN Economic and Social Council, outlining our contributions to the work of the United Nations in the last 4 years. We also took part in the 67th session of the UN Commission on the Status of Women, that's abbreviated as CSW 67, as you see on this slide. And 11 representatives attended this event in person, as you see some of our representatives at CSW 67, and many more joined online. We also hosted 2 events, and at this major event, and the recordings of both of them are available on our website and our YouTube channel. So if you haven't yet listened to them or seen them, you can always go and check them out on our website, on our YouTube channel. Yeah, the next slide is the flyers of the 2 events that we presented that I just mentioned. So these were the flyers for the 2 events. The one on the left was organized by ICUUW's Young Adult International Network, which was a virtual year-long program providing a lot of opportunities for these young adults to connect and strengthen connections, and also to spark inspiration for their civic engagement, and not only globally, but also at a local or a community level. This summer, in partnership with Sankintay is the women's wing of the Unitarian Union of Northeast India, we raised funds on Faithify to provide a culturally and age-appropriate life skills and drug prevention program for hundreds of Khasi Unitarian children. And I want to thank you all who supported this noble effort. This February marked the launch of an initiative led by a former board member, ICUUW board member, Noelle Lutomia. She is the founder of Tunaviri Pamoja, which is a women-led community-based organization in Western Kenya. In English, this means let's grow together. So Tunaviri Pamoja's young women's business program in a town called Mumias in Western Kenya is aiming to develop young Kenyan women's capacities for long-term success by providing knowledge, skills, and resources and tools. So basically training sessions regarding land and property rights, family planning, and business and leadership skills as well. Entrepreneurship was the first focus area. This was addressed in the spring. The Village Savings and Loans Association model was introduced to the participants, to give them an opportunity to create a savings culture and to facilitate borrowing from a common lending pool. During the summer, this program continued with property and land rights training. During the sessions, the women learned about how Kenyan and international law support women's land and property rights and the legal process of acquiring property in Kenya. The third focus area, sexual and reproductive health and rights, is actually currently being addressed. As many of you are aware, last year's large-scale fundraising effort to supply assistance to families fleeing war in Ukraine, in partnership with Convocation, this is the charity organization of the Hungarian Unitarian Church, raised over $100,000 from more than 480 donors. To date, our partner organization, so Convocation, in English this means Providence. So the Convocation organization has delivered 10 aid shipments to Transcarpathia in southwest Ukraine, and additional 7 shipments, mainly consisting of hospital equipment such as medicines and medical supplies, have been sent to southern Ukraine, mainly to hospitals in Odessa and Mykolaiv. And on this picture, in the middle, you see the bishop of the Hungarian Unitarian Church, and also on the left, he's the one who's carrying all those non-perishable food items. That's the bishop of the Hungarian Unitarian Church. And the second in the group picture, the second from the left, is our board member, Gisela Nagy, and she accompanied the staff of Providence and the bishop of the Hungarian Unitarian Church on 2 shipments to Transcarpathia, and this is one of them, in April 2023. I also accompanied Providence on their aid relief consignments twice this year, in July and in October. These are the pictures, some of the pictures from the latest humanitarian action. And I chose these pictures with the baby because this, we really, I think all of us who were there on this aid shipment, so humbled. This is a baby that was born in a shelter. We visited a school that was turned into a shelter, and the baby's family had to leave. It's from the Kherson region, of course, eastern Ukraine, and their village now is under Russian occupation. They had to flee, their home was bombed, and so now the little baby, Alexander, with his mom and father and 2 siblings, so it's a family of 5, they live in this shelter run by the Reformed Church, diaconal center of the Reformed Church, where we also took the supplies when we went. And this is a family that would like to stay there, but they cannot afford it. So it was very heartwarming to meet that little baby, and who was born in this shelter last year, and meet his mom. We couldn't really communicate with them because they didn't speak English, and we don't speak Ukrainian or Russian, so we couldn't make ourselves understood. But it was great meeting them. This year, we continued to raise funds to sustain the education of 44 refugee children in my hometown in Kolozsvár, Cluj. These children are learning to read and write in Ukrainian Cyrillic in accordance with the national curriculum of Ukraine, which is very important because it will help them reintegrate in the Ukrainian school system once the war comes to an end, or they can integrate in various online Ukrainian education programs once they have learned how to read and write in Ukrainian Cyrillic. So that is a very, very important initiative run by Convocation, our partners in Transylvania. And I want to let you know that just today, we actually sent an additional $7,000 to support Providence's vital work for refugees and for those internally displaced. Last December, we received funding from the ICUUW funding program, and we partnered for this particular project, we partnered with Sueños Sin Fronteras de Texas, Dreams Without Borders. of Texas. This is a woman of color-led collective in San Antonio, Texas. And the project provides participatory workshops for low-income, immigrant, and undocumented Black, Indigenous, and people of color in the San Antonio area, mainly to enhance self-advocacy and community grassroots organizing. There are several reports that we already have from this project. This is an ongoing project. This will be throughout this year. It's still ongoing. And in our latest newsletter, we published something, and also in the summer newsletter. So you can find some information about it on our website. If you did not participate in our very successful annual gathering this year, which took place on October the 10th, I encourage all of you to go online and view the recording. So it's on our website, on YouTube as well, on our YouTube channel. It will give you a more in-depth information about the work of both Sueños Sin Fronteras de Texas and our partners in Transylvania, the charity organization of the Hungarian Unitarian Church. So on this slide, you see a summary of a recently funded project by the ICUUW funding program, which will offer training sessions focusing on enhancing women's mental well-being and resilience in at least 3 districts of the Hungarian Unitarian Church. But the project has a broader significance as well, because it proposes to create a handbook based on the materials and the learnings of the program, which will be translated into English and then can be used or adapted in other Unitarian Universalist communities around the world. And the first training for this project is actually tomorrow. It starts tomorrow, Friday and Saturday of this week. We've been providing resources for congregations to plan a worship service around International Women's Day or Mother's Day. And we encourage you to make use of these materials. We have several years worth of materials on our website. And we also ask you that you encourage your congregation to schedule a shared offering or a special collection to support the work that we do. And that can be done at any time during the year. There will be a sort of a calendar even that we're thinking of creating right now, and Gretchen will be very involved with that in loading all the materials on the website. So it will be a Share the Plate annual calendar, and you can check that out once it's up and running on the website, which we hope by the end of the year we will have it up. And I wanted to mention that we've created a very beautifully designed Chalice Awards for congregations who dedicate a Share the Plate for ICUUW. So we would very much welcome your involvement to make this happen in your congregation, and the outreach committee would be delighted to assist you with anything you need to make it happen. And actually the logo of this design was, I have to mention this, is designed by one of our loyal members who is not here tonight with us, Sharon Van Dusen. Many of you may know her. She designed that beautiful chalice logo. So this organization, ICUUW, grew out of a convocation or a big gathering in 2009. And coming together has always been important to us. So the 4th International Convocation of ICUUW women and people of liberal faith will take place in Kolozsvár, Cluj next year in September. The pandemic delayed this much needed opportunity for meaningful face-to-face connections, learning, dialogue, and sharing. And so we hope you can plan on being there. We will have registration, other information, including a pre-tour opportunity available at the beginning of next year. So by January, we will have that ready. So please plan on being there. We are currently raising funds to enable young leaders from around the world to attend this important event, the fourth convocation. We will try to bring as many young activists to the convocation as we can. And right now there's a dollar for dollar match, in effect, to get us to the goal. And that's thanks to our a good supporter and member, Eric Schumann, who is not with us today. This is an all or nothing campaign, so we must reach our goal by the end of November to receive the funds that are already pledged. So we do appreciate your support in getting us to the goal. So if you haven't yet donated, go to the website or go to the Fadeify site. This is a Fadeify campaign. And, in any amount, donations in any amount, any contributions will be matched dollar for dollar. So please check it out on Fadeify. Thank you. And thank you for your support. Our Tuesday gatherings are continuing, the second and the fourth Tuesday of every month. So if you are not already participating, please give us a try. I know this is not at a very convenient time for Australia, but it's like, I don't know, 2 a.m, midnight or 1 a.m. for you, Rini and Connie. But for the rest of you, if you haven't yet participated, or just come and check us out. And so it's always the second and the fourth Tuesday at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. So we invite you to stay updated through our social media pages. You see there, we are on Facebook, we have an Instagram account, a Twitter account, the YouTube channel. So just if you are active on social media, do follow us, give us a like, and that's one way to keep very updated with what's been going on with our organization. So at the end of this presentation, I want to take a moment to thank all of you and the members who couldn't make it tonight for the invaluable support you are giving to this organization. We could not do this work without you. So thank you for helping us, for helping ICUUW be the good ancestors, or become the very good ancestors to women and girls worldwide. And thank you.